How's everyone doing? Hope you're all having an amazing day today. Yeah, it's a girl, Sapphire Glow. Sapphire is back with another video, and in today's video, it's just I just want to let you guys know um, what exactly has been happening to me. I decided to document my fibroid surgery journey, and I decided to start it now because I would love for people that are going through the same um, the same pain caused by fibroid to know that there's always a solution. And for me, I have decided to undergo a myomectomy surgery, which is going to be an open surgery. And I just want to tell you guys the story of my fibroid journey. I I've been having fibroid for quite some time now, for some few years now. But initially, I never knew I had them. I just found out that my um, tummy was going bigger, and I was finding it difficult to conceive. And yeah, and before I could find out, ever since I met my hubby, we've been trying, trying out to like conceive, but it's been proving difficult for us to conceive. And then in 2007, no, 2018, I decided to go and do a random checkup. I went to what is it called? I went to a lab. Is it a lab? What do they call it? Anyways, I went to this place, somewhere, some lab in Germany. Yeah, in 2018, I went to this lab, and it's a place that you could run a test. And I went there and I ran this test. I told them I wanted to, do a test to see what was happening to me. Initially, I never knew it was fibroid, but all I had then, all I was experiencing then was, I found out I was experiencing um, every flow whenever I'm having my period. It comes out so painfully. And I could remember that back then when I was in Nigeria, I used to have my periods for some few days, for like 3 to 5 days maximum. And in 2016, I started I started having heavy flow, and I started having terrible pains whenever I found that, whenever my period comes, it was always very painful. And I've also found out that it lasted from that time, 2016. It was going higher and higher, as in the number of days it comes for was going higher and higher. For 5 days, I started seeing my period for 7 days. So I knew all was not well, because back then in Nigeria I could even see my period sometimes 3 days. So I knew something was wrong, because let me show you guys. Because yeah, down here at my on my abdomen, my lower abdomen, I found out that I was feeling like some kind of um balls. It's like balls. Whenever I touch it, it's swollen and it's very hard. So I knew that there was probably a problem wrong with me, because I found out that since we've been trying to conceive, it's been proving so difficult for me to take it. So I knew, and anytime I touch just down here, I knew that there was something there, but I couldn't tell what it was. So I was so scared, and I decided to go for that test that I went to do. So they ran this test for me, and it came out that the doctor told me that I had, from the scan, it told me that I had fibroid. I have fibroid, because I've not done the surgery yet. So they told me that I have fibroids, which are very big, and needs to be taken out. If I want to have kids, I really need to take out those fibers, because they are big. So next thing, I started crying because I didn't know what to do. and due to some things I was going through in Germany, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to go about it. And then this doctor was kind enough to like directed us to a place, some other place in where we could go meet another doctor that could help us. And then we went to they scheduled a meeting for us, and when it was time for us to go, we went and then saw this other doctor who then also checked on me, and still, and then called the what is it called, call the big hospital, and they asked me to come. I went, and then they ran they ran the same um, checkup on me, you know, by using all those things, all those I don't know, the I don't know what to call it. Well, in the doctor's office there, they checked me, and they found out, and they also confirmed that I had fibroids, which needs to be taken out. So um, we had to go back to the second doctor that asked us to go to the main hospital, and then they told us that if we want to do it in the hospital, it's going to cost us a lot of money, like 10,000 euros, you know, because I didn't have insurance, and you know, so 10,000 euro. Who has 10,000 euro left in the house? It was that expensive, what they said. So I didn't have any option, and yeah, I didn't have any option. So I started my my sisters suggested that they should get me herbs from Africa, which I started taking because my they were scared of me going through an operation. So okay, because they were really scared, because, and I was also scared because I'd already done um, a previous operation when I was in Africa before I came to Europe. I went through the same surgery, and back then the doctor that did operation on me then also told me that I should try and have my kids if I really want to have kids then in Africa. But I wasn't ready then, so I didn't just take it seriously, and I didn't know that this fiber of a thing was going to grow back. You know, now it has resurfaced and it's giving me, now that I'm ready, I couldn't, and that was how I found out. You know, I had to go for that test, and I found out that the result came out that I had fibroids, very big fibroids. So fast forward the no, I don't need to fast forward. I need to just say it in details. So in 2000, that same 2018, after they told me I needed to pay 10,000 euro for the surgery, which I told you guys that I don't have because I don't have an insurance. So my sisters, my sisters and my mother decided that I shouldn't go through a surgery again. I should just we should just try and deal with it with herbals from Africa. So I agreed, and they contacted people that sells these herbs, you know, these herbal medicines, and they found three people that sells this herbal medicine, and they were able to send it through people that were coming to Europe for me down. So some people, somebody helped me to carry these herbal medicines. So they just told, explained how I was going to use them, you know. So I did that. I started using those herbs, but I found out that those herbs were not really helping me, because the only thing that those help did, I wouldn't say they really did not help, but they didn't help with the fibroid. The only thing they helped with was the pain I was actually experiencing whenever I'm having my period. Because whenever my period comes, it's like hell on earth. It's like you've been to hell and back. The pain is something that is undescribable. You know, the pain is so terrible that anytime my period comes, every month I'm always scared of my period coming. I'm always very scared of my period coming, because when it comes like this, the first 3 days I can't move. I literally cannot move. I'm always lying on the floor for the first 3 days. I can't eat. I can't drink. That was how bad the pain was. I couldn't do nothing, literally nothing, for the first 3 days of my period. I only get myself on the fourth day, and on the fourth day I always that on the fourth day, that's only when I start getting myself. And for those 3 days that I didn't eat and drink, and by the fourth day when I always climb on the scale, I'll literally lose like 2-3 kilos just like that, because I couldn't drink for the first 3 days. It has been like that since 2017. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the pain of my period was that long, since 2017, but it came in full force 2000. I started experiencing that 2018. The pain is something else when my period comes, and it runs for 7 days. From the first day to the seventh day, it will not stop. It just keeps flowing, like when you open the tap, the way water runs out from the tap. That is how my period flows. It's that bad. I don't go out for the first 3 days of my period, you know and I change my pad, like in a day I can change like 10 times. So you guys can imagine when someone changes their sanitary pad for like 10 times in a day, between 8 to 10 times in a day. I'm not joking. That was how bad my period was. Every month I was always scared. I always have this sickness just automatically comes whenever I'm seeing my period. So it was that bad. It was really that bad. So the only thing I could say that herb did for me, that they brought from Africa, was that it helped in reducing the pain a bit, just a bit. Just like I could say, it reduced the pain from 100, scale of 100, it reduced the pain to like 90. Yeah, yeah, that was all what the herb was able to do for me. We got this herb from 3 different sellers. So that's why I wouldn't recommend this herb for anybody that is passing through fibroid pain. You understand? I wouldn't recommend it. I just feel that the best solution to fibroid problem is for you to just take it out. Just make the decision to take it out, like I'm going to do in a few days time. But I'm going to get to that stage of the story. I just decided to start from the beginning and let you guys know. So that was all what the herb did for me. So that's how I've been managing it since 2018, with this pain and you know it's the pain and the fear of this fibroid. And I just kept on praying. My mother keeps praying, my sisters keep praying that the herb would work, and I would one day get pregnant. But I found out that it's really not working. The herb is really not working on this fibroid. And it's still there. The fibroid is there. It's not doing much. The herb is not doing much. So I decided so I decided to come, and then I got the hint that it's better I come to France to do the fibroid the fibroid treatment. That it's easier to do it in France. So that's basically why I'm in France now. So guys, I started the process here in France since and then I came to France like I was told, and I came to France in November of 2019. And ever since, I've been in the process of trying to get a date, a doctor, and a date for the fibroid operation. So what happened next, I was able to, from the first city that I was, when I came to France, what I did in that city, I was able to to get an appointment, because I had to go to the hospital. I went to the hospital, and they found out that I was having anemia. I was anemic when I went to the hospital, and that was how I was rushed into the intensive care that very day. I never even knew I was going to be admitted that very day that we just went to the hospital. In France, that's one thing I like about France. The treatment here is free. As long as you're in France, you can get free treatment. Do you understand? So when I got there, I was rushed into the intensive care when they found out that I was my blood level was very, 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 very was down. Was really down. It was really down. I never knew I was anemic. I never knew while I was in Germany that I was anemic until when I got to France and they ran the test again and found out that I was almost, my blood level was really, really low. So that day I was admitted, quickly admitted, into the intensive care unit, and I was passed blood transfusion was done for that night. I received two blood transfusion, with this monitoring of my I don't know, my heart and all that, when they put all those things on your body, those things they put on your body. I don't know, I'm not a medical student, so I wouldn't know what they call it, to monitor it on the monitor. So I was given 2 pints of blood that day, all through that night to the next day. So they said my blood level was very low. I wasn't going to go home. So that was how they got me admitted, and I received that 2 pints of blood. And ever since they've been checking my, I go for regular blood tests to see if the blood is increasing. And so far so good. It has increased from that level to a better level, but it's not completely normal. For a normal woman being, is, they said it's supposed to be 12, and I'm up to like 10 point something now. So that's basically a good news. So what I'm taking now, I'm using blood supplement, blood supplements to complement, you know to complement it, and so far so good. It's been good. So after that blood transfusion that I received, I was scheduled to do a scan. They scheduled me for a scan in February 2020. So I did that scan February 2020, and yeah, and the scan, I did an MRI scan, imagery, resonance imagery, what I think. So guys, I did the MRI scan, and the result of the scan came out that it showed perfectly well all the fibers that I had in my stomach. It showed 3 very large fibers, and smaller ones, at all around, but I have one very big one up, and 2 at the sides, and smaller ones all around it. That was what the resonance imagery showed. So I took it to the doctor, and then it was them that explained to me. They showed it to me on their computer, and then showed it to me and explained to me, showed me the size of the fibroid, told me how big, how large it was, and I was so scared as they were, explaining everything to me. Yeah, and then they told me the types of operation that one could do when you have fibroid. It depends on what you would want them to do for you, but they just laid out all the kinds of fibroids that and all the kinds of operations that could be done on surgery. So, and I had to tell them, of course, I want to have babies, so I still want to have I want to have children, because I don't have kids for now. So they told me they will have to do an open myomectomy surgery, that would allow me be able to get pregnant when I start trying after the surgery, you understand. But they told me the chances are slim. The chances are 50-50 when you do a myomectomy surgery, because the surgery allows them to touch the uterus. Since the fibroid is inside the uterus, it allows them to touch the walls of the uterus, and anytime you do an operation that affects the uterus, it makes the uterine wall to become weak. Do you understand? So they explained all that stuff for me, and told me, if eventually you get pregnant, but you have to wait like 4 to 6 months after the operation for you to to try to take in. And if eventually you take in, you have to do a CS, when you're about to give birth. And I told them that's not a problem. The main problem is just for us to take out this thing, and so one will be able to try to conceive a bit. Yeah, so they just explained everything to me, Sha, and all that. So and they told me they were going to get back to me, and that was when this COVID thing started. I actually went to the hospital a week before I think some few days I went to the hospital and they invited me on the Thursday, and COVID-19 started in France. The lockdown started on the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. So I didn't get the opportunity to get an appointment for from them before the lockdown. Everywhere was shut down. So that was it. And ever since um, the COVID started, I couldn't get an appointment again with them. So I was so worried. I'm so worried sick about the whole thing and all. I was just praying for the COVID to come to an end, so that I could have my surgery. But the funniest thing and the painful part was that I didn't get an appointment before the COVID all started. So guys, the next thing was that after the COVID, I was still expecting them to call me, and they didn't. So I was so worried sick. I had to go back to the place because then I'd already left that city to a new city. Do you understand? That takes about some few hours to get to the old city. So I just took that pain and I traveled down to that city, and I went to the hospital to ask for the doctor. And the doctor wasn't around, but I met with the secretary, and she wrote everything down that she was going to tell the doctor and all that. So I just basically told them that they could transfer me to the new city that I am. I could do it there and all that. So yeah, that was it. And I didn't hear from them for some time. I don't know, maybe they are so busy and all that. So in my new city, I had to meet with the doctor again, the house doctor, and I told him I would like to do my operation here because it's taking a whole lot of time, and the pain is something that I cannot suppress, I cannot hold anymore. And I found out that my period now, it's not even staying for 7 days again. It has extended to, sometimes takes 12, 14 days, 2 weeks, so I wasn't really happy with it, and I went to meet the house doctor, and I was sent to the main hospital here in this new city that I am again, and I met again with another doctor. I was so lucky that I met with this and doctor, and all he said was that I should he would need to see the MRI scan that I did, because they cannot schedule me for a surgery if they don't get to see the MRI scan that I did initially. So they had to call the former hospital in the other city, to send them the MRI scan, because I even asked if I could do another MRI scan. They said there's no need for me to do another MRI scan. They would just call the other hospital to send the old MRI scan that I left with them. So that was going to take about some weeks for them to get it, and then they're going to call me back. I was so worried sick. I was really, 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 you guys don't know how worried sick I was about this whole thing, because it's like, for me, it's taking forever for them to give me an appointment. So now that so that was how I was asked to wait for another 2 weeks, so that they could get it from the other place. So I was so worried. I was so worried, guys. So finally they got it. They finally got it, and then they called me up sometime last week, and the doctor called me and told me, yeah, he has gotten it. And then we went through it again. He showed it to me on the he played it for me again, and he told me, the size. It has even increased from the last time I did it in February. The size had increased again. Now it's about the biggest is about 12 centimeter. The other two, one is 7 centimeter, one is 11 centimeter. That's how big they are now. And he told me how quickly they would really need to do the operation and all that. And he just explained all those stuff to me that you guys knew about. So he explained everything to me, and I told him okay, and he told me the kind of operation again, that they will need to do. And I told him I really would want to have a child, so anything he can do to help me, So he told me they're still going to do the open myomectomy surgery. So I was so lucky that I finally got a date for the for the surgery. Yeah, he gave me a date, and I'm scheduled to be operated upon on the 16th of September, and that's gonna be next month because we're in August. So yeah, guys, I'm so happy about that date. When I heard that date, I was I was filled with joy. I was so overwhelmed when he gave me that date, and also, you know, the things I would need to do before then, like I need to do blood test. He gave me a date for a blood test. I need to see the anesthetic doctor, and I also need I told him how my period is overflowing now, and all that stays longer than a week is up to 2 weeks for the past 2 months now. You know, it's been longer than 7 days, 2 weeks, 16 days, and all that. So he told me they're going to give me an injection that's going to like put me in temporary menopause, so that I think for the blood to not to not I don't know how to put it, for me not to lose a lot of blood by the time they're doing the surgery. So that injection they're going to give to me is going to put me in a temporary menopause state, you know, till that next month. So yeah, so I'd already taken the injection because I had to go get it from the pharmacy, and I took it to them. They asked me to go get it from the pharmacy, which I'd already done, and I've been injected with it. So a few days ago, I took it to them, and they've given me that one. So that's the first stage, and the next stage we're waiting for is the blood test that I'm going to do at the end of this month, and after the blood test on this September. So yeah, and on the 16th I'm going to have the operation. I'm so very excited. I'm looking forward to the surgery, and I pray that it will be successful in the name of Jesus. That's all I need to say, and I'm very grateful. I'm so happy. I don't know how happy I am. You guys don't know how happy I am that I'm going to do this surgery. I'm going to do this surgery eventually. Um, my joy cannot be contained. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So guys, I'm gonna keep you guys updated on the day of the surgery. I think I'm gonna do I'm gonna do more videos, you know, as everything goes. So we're gonna have more parts of this video. Yes, I carry you guys along this my fibroid journey. So guys, I'm going to leave you guys now, and see you all on the next video. Please endeavor to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel, and please like, share, and comment on my videos. I'm going to see you all on the next part 2 of this video. For now, it's goodbye, and have a wonderful time till I see you on the next one. Bye all.